maintenance, what is some stuff, what are some things people will look for when purchasing a log trailer?
Okay, now this trailer is old. This is actually a pretty old trailer, but I do my own welding, so you can keep welding on it or change the parts out. But when you're looking for a trailer, you definitely want to make sure your bolsters are straight. 4 bolsters are better because you can haul all the freight. If you get those little pole trailers where you only see a bolster in the back and a bolster in the front, you can only haul long wood. That's good in the beginning of a job because they're going to have this long wood. But at the end of the job, they're going to have a lot of short pieces. So it's better to purchase one of these, a 4 bolster. And when you're purchasing one, really, it just depends on, it really doesn't, it just, you just buy your 4 bolster trailer. I mean, right now, like I said, this is an old trailer, but I've redone all the springs on it. They're actually heavier duty springs than this trailer came with. So that means that, this load ain't gonna, sway or nothing when I'm going around the curve, and they're so strong it's gonna pretty much keep that load steady. Even with this load here with the long bolsters on it, the long wood on it. Now I don't know. Let's see. As far as find a log trailer, I mean, it's just to that purchase because they're all about the same. There's newer ones. Of course, your newer ones have air ride, just like the our newer trucks and all that. And I would recommend. It just depends on your money, It just depends on your money, what you're wanting to spend. I know it seems like I'm standing in the jungle. My mower's acting up. I got to get it going, but that's another story for another day. But it depends on your money. Like I said, I bought this trailer. I put new axles up under that. Actually, those are two, not new, but they're not the axles that came up under that trailer. I put both of those up under there. And like I said earlier, the springs, I put all new adjustment bars on it. So pretty much all that up under there is new. The thing I was talking about the bolt on the other side earlier is that's something that's you just don't know. You can't predict.
Because you got to take that off in order for you to even see that.
Covering it, so you don't know what could happen. You just have to keep monitoring. That's why you can't just jump in the truck in the morning, crank it up, and go. You have to really check it out.
And I have to check myself on that too.
It's so important. It really is for stuff like that. And I was actually working when that happened, but when I stop, I automatically walk around when I'm walking around my truck, and that's something you should learn, is to look under it. While you're walking, when I'm walking to and from my truck, I'm looking under it. I'm looking at stuff. You have to learn to do that, just to looking for leaks. You were taught that when you first got the CDLs, or you'll be taught that when you start to get, your CDLs. And that's something that, even as a company driver, I'm an owner-operator. Actually, I own my own company, but you have to really look at that because that keeps you going. You really need to, because you'll have something. You may have a line, something, that's dragging that you don't know about, and it's always so important just to make that walk around, look up under, learn to have that as a subconscious. Right now, it's subconscious to me, like breathing. If I'm walking up to your truck, I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at stuff.
You'd be like, hey, what's this?
Yeah, and my eye is trained to see, what would you say, in discrepancies?
Yeah.
Discrepancies,
Yeah, anything out of the norm.
Anything out of the norm, And you can get like that too because it's all practice and timing, and just keeping up with it because I love trucking. It's a beautiful industry. I've been in it knocking on 30 years. I know they're putting a lot of new people out here, and that worries me so much because they're not giving you the training that you should have, making sure. With logging, I always tell people this, and they try to throw about being home early all the time. But with logging and chip hauling, as you can see, now this ain't even high, okay?
No,
you can put paper wood on here, the kind of wood that they make paper out. Well, they call it paper wood because it's the little bitty wood. This wood is called chipping saw. You know, they'll put this in a machine and they'll cut it, you know, and they'll square it. It'll be squared and cut. So if you figure a circle squared, it's going to have edges come off of it. And they're going to take those. Well, first they're going to trim the bark off. All right, they use that for fuel. They'll mix it with other stuff and to help to burn in these plants. But the other stuff is made for boards. But the paperwood, that's what I was getting at. Paperwood is up to the top, from front to back, and chips are up to the top from front to back. So these new drivers wanting to get into something to being home, do not get into this log until you get some experience, because the split second you forget, because you always have to keep in your mind. You can't forget to be on the phone or something and forget that, oh, it's top heavy and I go around this curve. Because you go around that curve and that truck is top heavy.
And we got some curves here in Mississippi.
Over, you know what I mean? So when I mean those speeds on those exit ramps are not for trucks. They're for cars. Okay, you see 25 miles an hour on the exit ramp, you do 15. That's word. That's the, you know, what God loves. That's the truth. Be safe. You know, that money's gonna be there. Take your time. If people talk about drivers, it's the driver. Nobody will tear up a truck. I mean, a truck, no job would tear up a truck. I've heard people say that, oh, we're logging to tear up a truck, or
the operators.
It's the operator.
The operators or the driver is one of those two.
Yeah, but now as far as them loading the truck, yeah, you got to watch them, because like I said, I had to weld a bolster on the back, because the guy, he picked the wood up and he was looking at this side and it was clear of the bolster, but he didn't look over here. And when he pulled the big machine back, which is called a front end loader, it'll grab just a big handful of these at one time. And he pulled it back, and it actually lifted this side of the trailer off the ground, and he broke that bolster. And then, you know, of course, I fixed it myself, because trying to get these companies, anyway, that's a whole nother story. It takes forever, but you'll be better fixing it yourself and keep moving. I don't know what else to tell you other than trucking is a wonderful field. Learn to work on your truck. I mean, that's all I can say, is because these shops, I mean, I try to tell people, number one, you broke down. You got to get off the road. Okay. No, and what I say, maintenance, learn to feel your truck. I've been in it so long, I can feel the truck. I can feel if a tire blows or something, you know. And the main thing is learn to realize when something's going wrong. Throw that bad boy in neutral right quick and get it off the road. Okay. Don't be distracted by anything else. Okay, that's number one, getting it off the road, because if you get stuck out there on the road, you're going to have to get a tow truck anyway. But if you get on the shoulder, okay, chances are you can throw your triangles out and you can get your mechanic out there or fix it yourself, number one, and you'll save money, because those records are probably going to charge you $500 just coming to the location. Then you got to pay them more to get you to where you got to go. Now, number two is, you got to get to a shop, okay? You got to take it to the shop, all right? Then that shop may not be able to get you in, okay?
Especially nowadays.
Especially if you're out and about. That's a whole nother story, too. If you're out and about, because they'll charge you more, they know you're from out of state. Now, get to the shop.
Since you said that, they'll charge you that $225 an hour.
So that's what I'm going to call Empire and tell them, hey, keep it moving. But, okay. You get to the shop. Now, you may or may not be getting to the shop, okay? You got to wait. Then, when you're in the shop, you're down for whatever time, okay? Then, once they fix it, you got to come pay them, all right? You done lost money all that time, all right? Then, you got to get back to work. And if you don't have any money stored up, which as a truck driver, you should have money stored up. You know, you should not be living check to check if you're an owner operator. You know, that's just not. The truck gets paid first because it makes the money.
Exactly.
So I'm going to pay it first. I don't touch that money. That's not an emergency. That's going to stop the money maker. Okay? And like I said, for working on it yourself, that's the key. I don't want to wait on them. Show them that right there, Jerry. See, these are tire tools. Now, these tools, I looked up and found them cheaper, But when they first came out, they were about $1,000. It changed the tire changing game. It just changed the world because it'll take me a couple minutes. Before I had to use these. And baby.
Hey, that's a workout. That's a workout right there, bro.
You got 2 of these.
And you sitting there.
This thing here does the job. You sit there with 2 of these.
Sitting there. Yeah.
But then you got to flip the tire by the time you know. But this one here, man, well, I got my, it's some soapy stuff that I got. I keep, it's inside. I keep it in the truck with me, and, you know, it just makes it so much easier. Bam, bam. I got air on my truck, airlines, where I got not only air, 3/8 hoses, I got the 3/4 hoses, the big hoses.
Yeah.
That's to help me take my lugs off. And what you do, you know, you're on the side of the road, you bump your cruise control up to like 10, and I mean, you'll just have steady air pressure. It's hot. We're in Mississippi. It's hot.
Dude, I didn't realize till I crossed a Texas-Louisiana line. I'm like, what is that? Oh,
man, that's
humidity.
Ridiculous, bro.
It's the humidity because it's dry. It's dry.
Yeah,
It's dry
look
can
at
be
that.
over there.
I promise you.
Hey, you ain't got to put no lotion on over here.
Yeah, I do, because you're going to stay wet.
Yeah.
When it's dry, you're going to be ashy.
If all else fails, just wipe your face and just
wipe
rub
it
your
off.
hands.
That's crazy. But yeah, trucking is wonderful, man. They're flooding the market right now. I saw a, what is that magazine that
That landline?
Landline. I saw an article in Landline about, it's a shortage of truckers. No, it's not a shortage of truckers. It's a shortage of freight.
Yeah.
You got a lot of truckers out here, you know, and
It's a shortage of adequate freight.
adequate freight that pays
Yeah.
well, you know, and that's what we have to focus on. Turn that cheap freight down, and I know I've been there, especially in Florida. You may find a good paying load going to Florida, no matter what trailer you got. But those sons of guys down there will they won't even give you, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They'll offer a load that won't even pay for the diesel for you to get out of that sucker, man. You know, but you know, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. But try to turn that cheap freight down. You know. But back to the driving part, man, you know, it's a wonderful thing. I love it. I love the driving. I got my